Marathon, Texas is known as a gateway to Big Bend. It's also home to the Brick Vault. It's a happening restaurant that specializes in two things:
Let's do the wassail.
beer
So I brewed this with ginger, coriander, orange peel, and brown sugar.
and barbecue.
Wow.
Its name comes from the brick bank vault built in 1886. It's now used as a smoker. The man in charge of the smoke is Philip Mellering.
Hi, Philip. What do you do?
I'm the pitmaster here at the Brick Vault.
That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you enjoy about your job?
Being able to produce a good meal for someone when they walk in and seeing them leave happy, that's probably the most gratification that you get out of it.
All right, let's dig in. I think I might start with a sausage. I've heard a lot of people brag about your sausage.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that and how you know what to do.
That's a recipe passed down from generations in my family. We've been doing it pretty much my whole life. We started when I was young and we've been using the same recipe ever since, and we use it here at the Brick Vault.
Like how many generations?
5?
5 generations.
Yes, ma'am. 5 generations of the same recipe. We do the same thing every week. No changing, it's the same thing.
What makes it so good?
Simplicity.
Okay, the cheese sausage is to die for. That is incredible. Okay, so we know that the barbecue here is amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
This is probably some of the best brisket I've ever had. How's the beer?
The beer's great. Amy does a good job, and she's great at what she does. And every beer that we have on tap at all times is probably one of the best in Texas.
Hi. Hi. How you doing? My name is Amy Oxenham, and I am the head brewer here. So women who brew are traditionally called brewsters, and I am the only brewster in Brewster County, which I think is pretty cool. This is my entire world here. So this is what's typically referred to as the hot side of a brewery. So this is where the actual brewing happens. This is where all of my mashing and lautering is gonna happen. And then from here, once I've made pretty much sugar water, essentially, I send it over to the fermentation vessels. This is commonly referred to as the cellar or the cold side of the brewery. And then I introduce yeast and create a friendly environment for microbes, and they actually make the beer. I love everything about the different yeasts and the nuanced flavors that you can get just from toying around with fermentation. It's the only thing that all cultures and civilizations across time and geography, we all have in common. We have all independently arrived at fermentation as not only a means of preserving food, but also as a means of having access to clean drinking sources. I do have the benefit of modern refrigeration, but everything else is really traditional. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, here we go. Each one I try and give it some significance behind the name. This one is Trost Vienna Lager. I named it as a tribute to the architect who built the Gage Hotel. So he was like the premier architect during westward expansion from northern Mexico all the way through Colorado. It's been a real honor to be affiliated even with any of his projects. So I made a Vienna style lager considering that he was a German national. So this would have been a beer that he absolutely would have drank. Next, we're gonna do, this is one of our flagship beers. It's the Captain Shepherd Pecan Porter. This is named for Captain Shepherd. He was the founder of Marathon, Texas. This was developed by our founding brewer, Brody Pierce. And so I continually brew it. I love always having this on tap. And then finally, I have a beer that I made. This is a fruited kettle sour, and it's called All Rise Rosé. Again, as a tribute to one of our most recently departed Supreme Court justices. And I made it classy like her. It's super bubbly, it's super fruity. I'm actually a part of a women's brewing society called the Pink Boots Society, whose goal is to promote and educate women in brewing. And I make that part of my goal here as well, because I want women to know that brewing is for all of us.
This was a wonderful experience, meeting Amy and Philip, and food's so good.
The delicious offerings
I'm so impressed with the mac and cheese.
and delightful people
Which I think is pretty cool.
who make up the Brick Vault. make the drive to Marathon even more inviting. To plan your trip, check out Brick, Vault Brewery, and Barbecue.com.